Bro, I was watching this thing the other day on because I missed it on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up with Florida Championship Wrestling, and it had it was that
the Territories show.
Yeah, the
on
Territories.
Right.
And I was like, wow, I'm gonna be really fascinated. Bro, it's like a podcast. They're just telling like road stories of shooting on guys back in
That's
my
it?
day. Yeah, you came in.
You thought it would show like a lot of clips of like stuff and everything.
Right. Exactly,
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
So
that's YouTube. You go get that. So
I wanted to go.
Right.
I wanted to relive my childhood, right? 'Cause
Right.
there's nothing funner than that. Like seeing it so many years later and going, "Oh, is that what I used to like? Is this why I liked wrestling? This is what I used." I was waiting for that.
Right.
And it was like, yeah, back in my day, we brought him in. I saw you put that hold on him, and he was squirming like a fish. He never came back.
It's just like a bunch of old guys telling stories, right?
Right, of shooting on people.
Right.
That's basically it. They told one of the tall guy, Terry. This is Jerry Briscoe, who I have mega respect for.
Right.
And like that was like one of the first guys I remember. That was the first star I ever saw in my life. I was at the airport. I'll never forget this. And I had to be like 7 or 8 years old. And they were waiting for a plane. And I was like, I told my dad, is that Jack and Jerry Briscoe? Because there were people around them, obviously. And he was like, yeah, I think that is. And go over there and say hi to them, and I did. But that was like the first guy that I ever marked up or that I actually saw in person. But anyways, he was out there and he was, yeah, I remember this big guy called Terry Bollea. The same story you've ever heard. He was out there in the third row, couldn't miss the son of a, and but then he invited us over to see him singing with this group. The guitar looked like a pick in his hand.
Right. Were the stories any good?
Not really. That's just the point. And then wait a minute, but here's the thing. But wait a minute, listen to this. Listen how it ends. This is the best part. So yeah, we told him come down Tampa, Sport Arena thing. Give him a whirl, see what he's all about. One of his first matches, we put him in there, and he looks around. Hiro Matsuda, like. So obviously, Hiro was like this.
The shooter,
right? Was like right. You had to go through him. That's how it was back then. It isn't like today where you go and, oh, the guy was really mean with me. He called me a hamburger or whatever. Hey, come over here. You got to go to human relations and you need anger management classes and you maybe need to be ostracized for this. No, back then it was a whole different game, dude.
Well, just the thing, this too back then.
Yeah.
It's like, they wanted to try to make it real,
Right.
So they would,
and they were weeding out all the, all
right. So a lot of the job guys were, some of them could work, but a lot of guys would take like just, get a week's worth of training, take him, and then just put him in there, and the guys would go beat them up, try to legitimize,
Bro, let me tell you something.
Right,
I think I told you this, but it was a long time ago. My uncle, right, was a wrestler in Florida,
right,
but he was really strong. Like he held a whole bunch of shot put records and discus records,
like decathlete and stuff. And
he's a heavy guy but really strong. And he went in there and they put him under a mask,
right?
And they just ended up breaking his nose. So, anyways, they put him in there with Hiro Matsuda, and let me just finish. And he goes, "Yeah, Hiro Matsuda grabbed that ankle, and you knew what was happening next. He just tore that thing." Those were the stories they were saying,
right?
Just you guys were kind of,
Well, bro, Vice. Let's be honest. Is Vice putting any content out there that's making wrestling look positive?
Not really. You've said that before.
Yeah, I guess not.
I mean, and here they are, just like a bunch of old guys talking about how they're miserable and trying to hurt people and stuff. What the, it's like these guys are like like it's a show for hate watching wrestling. It's like it's kind of weird.
There's probably an audience with
they're obviously
all the people that hate on Twitter and hate their life and are just total. Right? They must love this show,
right?
I'm not the only miserable one. Yeah, break an ankle, somebody else.
Yeah, I read that the Stampede one was good because you got a heavy dose of Grumpy Brett, and the Memphis one I heard was good too.
Yo, what up? This is Konnan, and I host Keeping It 100. My co-host, Disco Inferno, unfortunately.
Well, I'd say you're my co-host.
Listen, every Thursday here on Spreaker, we talk pro wrestling, sports, movies, music, TV, pop culture, and some politics. It's everything the rest of the pro wrestling podcasts are not.
Tune in to hear myself, the superior one, educate and inform.
Tune in to hear me bury disco.
That's very disrespectful.
Join us every Thursday on Spreaker and keep it 100. Boom!